Ladies and gentle.
Right, baby. I finished the story. Ba-na-na-na-na. You can call me Mr. Thumbnail. That's right. The most comments, the most views ever of all time. That's right. You called me. You needed a new main eventer, and I answered your call. You put me on the thumbnail, baby, and finally, Sancho Mania rises to the top like that cream that the Macho Man talked about. Rises to the top, because when you get to that boiling point, Santi, when you can't resist the irresistible, when you cannot deny the undeniable, that is me, baby. Mr. Thumbnail, your chamber daddy, your Royal Rumble interviewer, me. Are you getting accosted by a ghost? Yeah.
Just heard my dog running around and I kind of like just tuned you out. I tend to do that anytime you go on these annoying ass start of the podcast rants. This was about as TKO ass of a decision as it came down. I couldn't even pay off the storyline that I wanted to at the end of the day. The powers that be was like, no, you got to add Sancho. I'm like, all right, whatever, man. This isn't my call.
I'm here to save the pod. Look at you. I'm here to take it back to the beginnings of the time. That's right. When you first asked me, you asked me to save your little podcast. You were like, I need a podcast. And who did you knock on the door? You got Mr. Sancho West, baby. You didn't know what you're going to get, by the way. You
knocked on my door, just to clarify.
No, you knocked on my door.
And you're like, please, sir, can I be your podcast host? You're just all, oh man, you came in here, you crashed in, and then now I can't freaking get rid of you.
I'm like a fungus. You're gonna ask the doctor about it, and they're gonna prescribe you something. But I multiply, and you made it worse. You can't get rid of me. You know why? Because you don't hate me like Roman and CM Punk. You love me, Santi. Remember these days? Oh, these were the good old days.
Dude, good old days of Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Good old days of being a meme. Now all he does is just Yaramin all over the place. Just Yaramining everywhere he goes.
The sleep paralysis deep Jacob Fatu.
Oh, yes.
Go to bed. I'm all gas, don't break. All right, who's the worst sleep paralysis demon of the WWE? The worst.
Jacob Fatu has to be up there. I think he'd be a terrible sleep paralysis demon. Cody Rhodes would be pretty bad. So I'm gonna show you an American nightmare now, right? Like,
you know that wrestling has more than one royal family,
dude. Would he get pyro? Whoa. Cody Rhodes would be a pretty insufferable sleep paralysis demon. Sami Zayn would be pretty annoying too. You see this? You see
this? That would be pretty bad. I'm gonna shoot for the moon here. You ready? Tongaloa.
Why would Tongaloa be?
Because he would try to put you to bed, but just end up hurting you more and more.
Oh, folks, welcome to the Wrestling is Cool podcast. We are a couple of days away from WrestleMania. There has been an extra bonus episode of the podcast that was uploaded for your viewing pleasures where we are predicting the results of the show. So make sure you go check that out. It's like an extra hour and a half of goodness of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. Fellas, we won't be doing our match predictions, but we will definitely be talking heavily about WrestleMania since this will publish on Patreon and free feeds before WrestleMania. But if
it's our third Mania, Santi.
It is our third Mania together. We're coming up. We'll be coming up on like how long have we been doing this now? Are we coming up on 4 years or coming up on 3 years?
3 years. I think maybe 3 and plus change because my son was born when we worked together.
Okay. All right. Well, either way,
the size of a toddler.
You can get this episode 3 days earlier than everywhere else. Alongside with our predictions, it would have been early over on patreon.com/SantiZap and ad-free as well. So definitely go check it out. Not only do you get the podcast, but you get the Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, PLE reviews. The WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 reviews will all be there with footage, so make sure you go check that out. You get a currently ongoing series like Sancho watching every Elimination Chamber. I'm watching every NXT TakeOver main event. And, of course, the match clubs that you guys guys get to vote on, which you guys will see that this week it's a lot of WrestleMania related matches. So definitely come check those out. For $5 a month, you get access to everything, all of the content. It's not tiered based on how much you pay. Just $5 gets you every piece of content that we create. But if you do want to go above and beyond, with the $15, you do become a producer of the show. You get your name read out in the credits, and you get to join us once a month for movie night as well. We haven't decided what our next movie is going to be, but we'll make it good for you guys. So definitely come check it out. Patreon.com/SantiZap. Sancho, it is WrestleMania season. We've already gone through every single match in the supplementary pod that we did. We've talked about plenty of names that are on the card, but I want to start by talking in memoriam. Those that were not with us for this year's WrestleMania.
The Lashley Memorial.
There are many, many a WrestleMania snubs. There are people that are on the card that could end up being WrestleMania snubs, like Brie Bella and Nikki Bella. Apparently, they're game time decisions in terms of whether or not they're going to be on the WrestleMania card to begin with, which would it would really suck for like Brie Bella, right? Especially who just came back. Probably came back specifically for this. This was probably what was pitched to her. Hey, come back at the Rumble. Then your next thing is going to be WrestleMania. But then, of course, a freak injury to Nikki Bella could just cause them to miss WrestleMania entirely.
What if John Cena dresses up as Nikki Bella? He's done it before.
He has done it before. I would love to touch, even if I can't look.
John Cena Bella? John Bella?
Yeah, because you can look, but you can touch. But with John Cena's, you can't look because you can't see him, which means you could touch, right? If we're going to do the... Anyways, that's a joke above your head, man. It's just too many dimensions happening here. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it.
So sophisticated. Cannot wait for you to be on Kill Tony at Mania.
Okay, so we mentioned the Bellas here. And they are kind of almost like the protagonists of a couple of snubs, right? The Bella Twins being game time decisions has forced WWE to put a pause on Asuka and Io Sky's feud, which
long feud too.
Yeah, which would have been paid off at WrestleMania, which right now, as of the making of this video, we're guaranteed snubs. We're either guaranteed the Bella Twins to be snubbed, or we're guaranteed to have Io Sky, Asuka, and Kairi Sane to be snubbed here. All scenarios, all roads obviously suck. I think for me, my biggest problem with the Asuka and Io Sky stuff is that it feels, one, unforced. Like, you don't need to have this be a fatal four-way. If the Bellas aren't there, make it a triple threat. It's no big deal. You could have still gone forward with Asuka and Io Sky. But two, Sancho, does it not feel like an irresponsible lack of foresight? How can you put yourself in this position with Io Sky, with Asuka, two like really important names in women's professional wrestling? One, a legend in Asuka, and two, in Io Sky, I would say your most consistently good performer and super over star in the women's division. I think it is almost like a booking malpractice that these two are being left off of the WrestleMania card. Because we are going to mention some other ones, but this feels entirely unforced, entirely unnecessary to be left off of the card.
I think it's more than ever. It's like they resourced so much. Like I said, it's a long feud. They had a lot of backstage segments. They had interferences, run-ins. I mean, if Rhea got something, why not Io? I did like how Asuka called that out, though. That was sick. Yeah. Like, look at you. You're not even on Mania. Last year you were walking out as champion, and now you're not even on there. You're a sidekick. Ooh.
That must have cut, because it's true, man. It's a fact of life right now as of the making of this podcast.
You think that they would have a big spot at Backlash?
I think so. Yeah, like if they don't get the WrestleMania spot, I think it's a pretty natural transition to do Backlash. But I also wouldn't put it past WWE to just pay this off on Monday Night Raw, right? This seems like the type of thing that WWE would do.
Is the Raw after big now? Is it still has its like luster?
I mean, I feel like it hasn't had its luster for a long time. I would actually say that last year's Raw After Mania was the best one in a long time in terms of it feeling like a Raw After Mania with Braun Breaker and all that stuff, joining the Vision, or joining Seth Rollins. That was probably the most Raw After Mania that we've had in a long time.
Yeah, because the one that we got at 39 was The Rock going, "Hey, Cody, yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna fight you at some point, whether it'll be with or without the belt, rocking that People's Champion." So, the bar is not set high for the Triple H era.
No. We have not had great Raw after Manias. But either way, I wouldn't want to see this on Raw after Mania because there's probably going to be bigger things with Brock Lesnar, with Roman Reigns, with the fallout with some of the main eventers that if they were to run like Io versus Asuka on Raw after Mania, it would get drowned out. It genuinely would get drowned out. I think it's better suited for a Raw later down the line once kind of like the dust settles from WrestleMania and some of the bigger names have gone away that don't take away time from in limelight from like Io and Asuka, or at Backlash. At Backlash, I think it's best suited for that right now. If not Mania, of course.
How far are we from Evolution?
I mean, it's not confirmed that show's even going to happen.
Yeah, but if it were to happen, are we
last year it happened in mid-July, July 13th. It happened.
That's a long ways to hold on to that feud. It's like as if like I feel most feuds in the Triple H era has expiration dates. They don't have it like on the label, but it's there. And you open up that milk, go, oh, this is expired. There's a lot of feuds that are like that in the Triple H era where you didn't even know that it went away, but it's gone.
But there's some feuds that even if they were spoiled milk, I'd still drink. And Asuka and Io Sky.
Oh, hey. Okay.
Is that.
For real, though, there's no way on earth you drink spoiled milk.
Never on purpose. Never on purpose.
What does that mean? You don't never, I always smell milk before I pour it. Always. No matter what. I smell it.
No, I don't smell milk before I pour it. I'm never in a position where I'm concerned that the milk is spoiled. One, we don't buy milk very often here. And two, when I do have it, it's like, oh, I bought this like 2 days ago. I know it's fine. I'm not gonna sniff it.
You don't smell it every time? What's wrong with you? You just go in there raw in it?
Yeah, man. I'm there for the calcium, brother.
You there for the gains?
For the gains. Yeah, man. Like,
to be fair, you take bomb dust, so
that's true. It worked. Okay, so we got Asuka, Io, and by proxy there, Kairi Sane as well in the snub list. Who else? Who else do we have? We obviously have
Wepa Truth.
The Wepa Truth. That one's interesting because they gave them the titles off the back of like a quick narrative that Damian was trying to get on the WrestleMania card, and the way he was going to do it is by being a champion. And then he does it. He becomes a champion with our-Truth, and their team is Wepa Up, by the way.
It's lame. Wepa Truth
is so much better. The Wepa will set you free. There are also WrestleMania snubs, but I get it. That division sucks. There's nothing. That
MF, it's weird. I do think I'd see R-Truth and Damian being backstage though to again shield the ESPN app. Like they're gonna do that all in that first hour.
Agreed.
Yeah, that first hour. So we're gonna get them there. Is Danhausen snubbed
from a match? Yeah, but I think they teased him having a thing with Cena, which I'm gonna be honest. Like we saw the Danhausen match against Kit Wilson. That was fun, but again, I'm like, I need Danhausen on the show. I don't need Danhausen having matches. Clearly, Danhausen is just so entertaining regardless of whatever he's doing. And if he's going to have a segment with John Cena in the ring or backstage, that's bigger than any match he could have had. That's my opinion.
I'm just hoping that John Cena doesn't play into the thing too much.
He's going to. I mean? It's John. You know what I mean? He's so ham-fisted. He's absolutely going to.
Like, come on, John. You don't have to just be yourself. Let Danhausen be the spotlight. You don't have to ump it up where you don't have to be like, well, what, curse? Am I what? Oh, no, don't curse. You know what I mean? Oh, curse me. That type of thing. I don't need that from John Cena to steal Danhausen's thunder. But I think it's a huge accomplishment for Danhausen to be booed heavily at Chamber, to be wanted to be on the card at WrestleMania. And I think that WWE will get a Goodyear blimp. It'll be the waste of money. But I think either they do it like for realsies or do some like really cheap, like he's gonna have some like fake blimp looking green screen looking thing. You know what I mean? Like
there's my green screen blimp. Okay. in the nature of talking about Danhausen, what about a snub being? I'm about to name a handful of people, including Danhausen. Sure. Danhausen, The Miz, Kit Wilson, and Jelly Roll. I would say that they were building up to something that could have been a tag team match at WrestleMania and could have given you, that Danhausen match that a lot of people want. I think Danhausen and Jelly Roll teaming up against The Miz and Kit Wilson in a 6-minute match. I would much prefer that over Jelly Roll being involved in the main event, if that is going to be the case in terms of how they're going to book Jelly Roll. I, for one, am glad it's not happening because it means he's not jumping off the top rope.
I see it. You want this saga to be over. It's like you just want it to be over at this point. Just you want him to jump off the top rope.
I just want to know my fate.
Just do it. Just do it, Jelly. You know what's so odd about this entire thing is that in this community, and your community mainly, in this community as well, that's why we want Jelly Roll to be involved in a match. At Backlash, at Mania, we just want to see him in that match for that reason. But I do find it interesting that Kit Wilson, I do feel that he was fumbled this year. I felt that they had lightning in the bottle, and the WWE said not yet. When he did not appear at Rumble, I was like, damn. And I know people were like, well, you know, this is not the place to have a Saudi crowd. It had Kit Wilson. I know that. I was like, no. It would have done numbers. It would have definitely done numbers. When Kit Wilson didn't make that appearance after the viral hit on TikTok, I was like, damn. Just have him walk in, do the entrance. That's all we want to see from him at this moment. But another interesting snub. You ready? The snubs hurts my soul. Because this person was literally a world champion. Tiffy Stratton.
Unacceptable.
I think it's like it's not only on the WWE side of things, but it's like, how can you be Tiffy and not politic your way into Mania? You know? In some sort of fashion. Because it's like Tiffy comes back and, you know, gets like a decent pop, and we're thinking, okay, she's going back to business as usual for Tiffy, and it didn't happen for Tiffy.
Bizarre, man. And it's not for lack of ways to get her there. You could have done any route of different things to get Tiffany on the WrestleMania card if you wanted to, because she had something going on with Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green and Tiffy would have been a solid Mania program with two known names.
Sans injury, but yes.
Sure. You had Julia right there as an excuse to get the United States Championship on the card and do Julia versus Tiffany Stratton. If you wanted to, heck, dude, they just did Gunther versus Seth Rollins as a microwave feud. I don't know, Io Sky, Tiffany Stratton. They're literally both in the WrestleMania poster. They're both in the dinner scene ad. They're both without WrestleMania opponents. Put them together. Put them in the microwave. 2 minutes. Boom, you got a succulent Chinese meal. Why not? You could have, if you really wanted to. And there's no reason for them to not, right? Like, it's not as if we're talking about each night has 10 matches. We're talking about one of the nights literally missing a match right now. It's not even. It's 7 and 6. And even that 7 seems low to me. That 7 could have been 8. This 6 definitely should be 7. At the very minimum, it could be 8 as well. There is absolutely room for another match. And I can't think of a good enough reason for them to not include a match involving Tiffany Stratton. We've already talked at length about Io Sky. At the very least, you know, I can point to some logistical problems with Nikki Bella, them needing the Kabuki Warriors. Okay, fine. I can see the issue at hand here, but I don't see an issue at hand with Tiffany Stratton. That's just an overt decision to say, no, not on the Mania card this year.
I chalk it up to chemistry. I don't think Julia and Tiffy had chemistry in the ring. And they're like, we can't.
There's no chemistry between Rhea and Jade, but at least that has the world title to demand that it's on there. But it wouldn't be the first time. I mean, we're talking about star power here with Tiffany Stratton. They absolutely should have had her on the card.
I think Kiana James would have been nice in the card to reward her for her Rumble and Chamber work and her work with SmackDown. But I understand Kiana because she's still up and coming. But dude, Tiffany Stratton is inexcusable.
A women's United States Championship ladder match. If your problem and your concern is chemistry between Tiffany and Julia, fix it by adding 5 more women in there, like they're doing with the IC title. It's just for lack of wanting Tiffany on the card. I don't know how we got there, Because if they wanted Tiffany on the card, Sancho, you damn right they would have gotten her on there. Because there's room and there's ways. They've advertised her. I think it's just a lack of desire to want her on the card, or a lack of urgency to get her on the card.
You think someone has a problem? Like they saw the trailer and they're like, "Ooh, I'm buying tickets to see Tiffy in Vegas," and then, wait a minute, where's Tiffy? I guess it's no Tiffy time. Another name, probably the biggest names, like the most veteran lore. You know, they talk about wrestling has more than one royal family. Well, this royal family, infamous, and dare I say, more than famous in Mexico. The Grande Americano-verse is off Mania. Wow.
Good. Ooh. Not for the reasons you might be thinking. Good because the Americano-verse and that story that they're telling on AAA, it deserves to be on the Mania card, but Mania doesn't deserve this story. Mania is not the place to crescendo the mass versus mass lucha de apuesta. Dude.
Sangre. Yeah, sangre.
Diente por diente. Ojo por ojo. I had goosebumps watching that segment. That brawl. That was the best brawl I've seen in years.
Shirtless, dude, and bleeding.
It was so good. This might be the best thing going on in WWE. It wasn't landing with the main roster crowd. But it is literally Rock and Austin WrestleMania 17 in Mexico.
Wait, what's it in Spanish? I hear voices in the air. What would it be the line?
Escucho voces en el aire.
You should re-record it, dude. But I agree with you, dude. I felt like that brawl made all the other brawls on Monday night better. Like Seth and Gunther, they're like, all right, let's kick it up. Liv and Stephanie, like, let's kick it up a little bit higher. Like that brawl just felt so chaotic. And then like the moment where it went into a high octane, like, wait, this is different, was when they were brawling in OG Americano, allegedly. I think, no, it's OG Americano. It's not Chad Gable. They spun around and he just
like an Olympic toss. Yeah.
I was like, and then I just like, man, what does Undertaker, dude? What Undertaker must love Mexico, man. That my man, he's like, I'm living it down here. He's from parts unknown and from Death Valley, but nah, this dude's Mexican. And one of my favorite parts of that build from it is when Grande Americano addressed the elephant in the room. Yeah, he's not Mexican, but Mexican is not a color. It's not where you're born. It's a culture. And I was like, whoa, anybody could be Mexican. A Mexican could be born anywhere type of thing. Like, whoa, dude. And it's crazy because I've seen like IG stories and people posting a Grande Americano and he's like shaking hands and like people are crying, dude. That Grande is there. And it's crazy. But you know why this does not deserve Mania as well? Is the WWE didn't present it the same way. They didn't give it the same TLC. Grande Americano's a heel on this side of the world with the Americanos. He cuts promos. He cuts the same promos, believe it or not, but he does it in commercial. And it's just because here in America, the Spanish language is seen as a heel sometimes in the way he presents himself. And the OG Americano is the face. So it'd be so confusing for the crowd. But damn, at Tripla Mania, it's going to be great. But is it going to happen there? It's like, no. It seems so far away.
No. I was just reading. It's confirmed. It's going to be for a show in Monterrey on May 30th. The Mask versus Mask. Because El Grande has a world title match because if he won Rey de Reyes. I think that's going to be the Triple Mania main event. El Grande versus Dominic Mysterio.
Ooh.
But like the only El Grande, right? Like he's climbed the mountain of the Americanos. He is the only Americano. The other, whoever the imposter is, gets unmasked. I'm glad that it's happening in Mexico. That's where it should be. That's where it belongs. WrestleMania does not deserve this. It has not. It doesn't deserve to be graced by right now what is the best thing going on in WWE, in my humblest of opinion. And I am humble, and I also manage the pressure pretty well.
You have to. I encourage everyone to start watching AAA. It's only an hour on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's so crazy how much to get everything in. Granted, the roster size has been cut like severely, but at the same time, I think Undertaker understands that, and the hour is so jam-packed with action. It works really, really well. I enjoy it a lot. What's another snub, Santi, that you have that you're like, I miss him?
Well, Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes. Dude, that doesn't feel like, oh, they've snubbed him. It feels like they've murdered him and are covering it up. like the corpse is back there, brother. I see it. I see the bloating corpse of Carmelo Hayes' championship run there, which then by osmosis, it also then kind of feels like Ilya Dragunov is getting snubbed, because didn't it feel like they were building towards a very organic end of our machismo, who's the better man, who's the real workhorse, who's the better of the two, Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov? That could have been a great singles match, 15 minutes, high octane. It felt like that's what they were building towards. And
like
then
because they don't want
psych.
They don't want Trick and Mello to be near each other. That's why they want to save it.
But that's not them being near each other. They're not. They weren't gonna have.
Everyone wanted a fatal 4-way. They wanted a triple threat.
No. Nobody wanted Trick and Sammy near this. You're saying people wanted a fatal 4-way after the screw job that happened with Carmelo Hayes. I'm saying that should have never happened to begin with. And Trick and Sammy should have. They still had a Mania-worthy storyline and feud.
I agree.
Without the title. And Carmelo and Ilya could have told their in-ring story with having a fantastic match. And you are not crossing streams with Trick and Mello. I get what you're saying, but those suggestions came after the crime was committed of the murder of Carmelo Hayes. I do declare, Your Honor.
Do you think that they didn't want to commit Ilya Dragunov to that because they maybe wanted to use it for Gunther?
Well, why? Who cares?
Because no, they were waiting for Seth Rollins. Like, all right, Seth, are you clear? Are you clear? Then we'll give you Gunther. But if he wasn't clear, maybe Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov just to have that match, like just to have something for Gunther to do, because you can't leave him off the table. You can't snub him for
the same logic goes towards Io Sky and Tiffy. Why wouldn't you just just put them together or something? Like, if that's the case, again, we're dealing with just this lack of foresight.
I would find it interesting that this Mania does have more snubs, because last Mania had more multi-man, multi-woman matches.
I mean, this one has a couple, right? It's got the 6-man tag match to open the show. It's got the 6-pack ladder match. It's got the 8-woman tag. It still has those matches where they got volumes of people in.
But the title had more main adventures. Like, they had triple threat for the world heavyweight. Yeah, the triple threat for the women's title. So it's like it
more main eventers for sure. Yeah, night one was the triple threat. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, like, I mean, the interesting thing is, like, the Wyatts and MFTs, they had probably a long shot to appear on the card. Don't go to sleep now because I mentioned the MFTs and Wyatt.
I'm about to call it a night.
Don't do it. The lantern calls upon you, brother. The lantern gives you the power to proceed.
The power of what?
The power.
Why do we care about this lantern? Why?
Why not? It has the soul of the Wyatt 6, my man. We. You know why the WWE dropped the ball? Because they didn't give that lantern that power that you seek. I mean, they tried to do it with Tama Tonga. It's like, you need to get rid of that thing. That's messing up your brain. Yeah. And Solo Sikoa is like, I absolutely need this thing for no reason, right? He was like, I love this thing. But it is interesting that the MFTs have been on a weird streak ever since they lost the lantern. Is this the end of the road for Wyatt 6, though? Are they done? Like, is this it? Like,
I mean, okay, look at the landscape of SmackDown.
Yes.
What's this? They would have had infinite amount of feuds if they did the thing that we always wanted them to do. Haunt the people that need to be haunted. Yes. Haunt the New Day. Haunt Chad Gable more. Haunt Dominic Mysterio. But they didn't. Instead, they did the formulaic, we're a group, we have to go up against another group. We're a group, Final Testament? Sure. We're a group, MFT? Sure. There's not enough of those, brother. And because they've moved away from, like, the single hauntings, the individual people that they could go after and make their life miserable, now that's kind of off the table. Because, like, I think it'd be interesting if the Wyatt 6 was just like, Alistair, we see what kind of man you are, causing chaos everywhere you go, turning brother against brother. That could be interesting if they wanted to explore that, but Alistair doesn't have a group. And because they've shoehorned the Wyatt Six as the we go after the bad group, it's not going to work. Had they started with what we all wanted, then maybe. But what's next for Wyatt Six after MFT? What other group is there? Genuinely, what is there for them to do? Go back to Raw? To the Judgment Day? I don't know, brother. I genuinely don't know what you do with the Wyatt Six. It feels like end of the road. It certainly feels like after this match, they're probably going to take a hiatus off of featuring the Wyatt Six. That's my guess until they can figure out what to do with them. Because as it stands right now, if they're not going to be... Because the last time that they were featured prominently where they weren't haunting a faction is they were haunting the entirety of the tag team division, which in itself almost felt like a faction, right? Because they were all kind of like banding against the Wyatt Six. They've already done that. So like, what else is there to do? They're going to end up taking a break, a hiatus. Because it's not going to be the Wyatt Six versus Division. You know, like we're not there with the Wyatt Six, I don't think.
Logan, my man, Logan. I see you lost in the forest, Logan.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. That'd be a dope line.
Yeah, yes. Isn't it crazy that you and I are more in tune with the Wyatt-isms? Yes, brother. Okay, another missing force. Johnny Gargano, you know,
he was never going to get on
Mania. I know, long shot, but it's like, it's interesting that he had Ciampa, he had all this going for him, and then like just immediately cut off. And I know they're playing up that he's lost and he's just like disconnected and things of that sort, but I don't see anything else for Johnny Gargano, you know?
They did the NXT thing. He went to Stand and Deliver, lost there as well. I'm with you. I don't see anything for Johnny unless it's Motor City, right? And guess what? If it's Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, and Motor City, you know where that's going, right? Wyatt Six. We got a new faction. Hey, and they have a girl there, so now our girl can attack your girl. It's nothing fascinating, nothing interesting for unfortunately Gargano or the Wyatt Six right now.
Do you feel that Solo Sikoa missing Mania hurts him too?
I mean, he's missed the last like 4 Manias. Sure. I'm not surprised he's not missing it because he's been in this Wyatt Six vortex. This could have been a Mania match if the feud was good. They gave this runway. They gave this ample opportunity to get good. And they clearly ended this feud as if it could have ended at Mania because they're ending this feud the night literally before WrestleMania. So I'm sure there were discussions like, is this good enough to put on WrestleMania? And I'm sure it was a unanimous, no, it's not. But they very clearly structured it to be a WrestleMania match, a big street fight at WrestleMania. No, it's not good enough. SmackDown before WrestleMania. Does it suck for Solo? Yeah, it really does. Is there an opportunity he could still be involved in WrestleMania? Yeah, because of the Roman Reigns, the bloodline, all this stuff. It's possible. But at some point or another, we gotta ask the question: why is Solo Sikoa not getting WrestleMania matches?
That's a good point. That's a good point. I had a name on the tip of my head here, which name that Shinsuke Nakamura.
That's who comes to your mind as a wrestler. Listen, when I hear snub, I hear somebody that should be on the card or could have realistically been on the card.
Well, no, Shinsuke was around in the United States title picture.
Okay, but with that definition, follow my train of thought. With that definition, let's make that the concrete definition of a snub. Somebody that could have been realistically on the WrestleMania card. Would you still qualify Shinsuke as a snub?
The way he was treated with AJ, for sure.
Okay, sure. If it was more of that, unfortunately, that did feel like a one-off, right? Like it's just. We're gonna dust off the old Nakamura. Let me I forgot I had this toy. Let me play with this for one night. I'm gonna quickly just open up a roster.
I got it. Raquel Rodriguez. I know it's gonna be involved in a run-in. Roxy, they're gonna be involved in a run-in, but Raquel, MVP in terms of most improved wrestler, heading towards that 2025 into 2026. Just the thing that the elimination she had on Rhea Ripley just felt like Mania worthy, just for that at the Royal Rumble, right?
Sure.
That Hana Bon on the apron, and like, damn. And then she gets yeeted out by Liv Morgan, which may pay off at Mania anyway. But still, I thought Raquel just felt like she was moving mountains this year. Continues to do some great. Didn't she beat Io?
She did beat Io, yeah.
Yeah. Felt like that was like right there. I really thought she was going to beat Stephanie Vaquero too. Like, it just felt really possible. But to see Raquel Rodriguez not have a Mania moment, and I would dare I say Judgment Day. It feels like Judgment Day, even though the participants are in Mania, right? JD, Dom, Finn, and Liv. It doesn't feel like the Judgment Day group is in Mania.
Yeah, they definitely don't have a Mania presence this year, I would say. At least last year they had a tag match, which, I mean, they could have, if they wanted Raquel and Roxanne, they could have been in this tag team match if they really, really wanted them to. I'll throw out a name out there. I think it fits the definition of snub because there's a match that fits him so well. Rey Fenix. Once again, Rey Mysterio is like, hey, I know there's another luchador. Hey, Dragon Lee, I know this is your chance, but psych.
No, it's like in The Office when they say, Ray, can you come to my office? And Rey Mysterio walks in too. Did you call me? No, not you.
I meant Rey Fenix. Okay.
I meant Rey Fenix. Okay. Just let me know. I'll be around. No, what does he say? All right, we're gonna call you by your middle name.
Yes, yeah. Kelly, we're gonna call you Kapoor. We're gonna call you Kelly.
Yeah. Just Elba, dude. Great guest appearance on The Office.
Would you qualify because he was medically cleared? Braun Breaker. Would you say this is a snub?
It's weird not to use them if they've had so much kind of set up for it. It's like they set up all the pins for bowling, and then they were decided Braun Breaker became the ball, and like, we know we don't have the ball, so we can't do this. And then all of a sudden the ball shows up, and like, we'll wait and let's just play football with Gunther. Like, it kind of like, why? When you already took all the meticulous time to set up everything, you've invested all that. Saturday night's main events, Raw after Mania, there's a history of lore that you could literally jump back into the lazy river. We'd be all right. We're back, baby. Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins. But I just think that they wanted to explore a bigger build. They probably had a lot to say, a lot of program, a lot of ideas, a lot of segments, a lot of things that they wanted to flesh out the story. That I'm happy that they didn't microwave it. They didn't just have them come out and be like, I'm back again, and then we're here. I'm one of the Masked Men Spear at the Garden. So I'm kind of happy that he's snubbed. I've always felt personally that Seth and Braun Breaker should have been off the card anyway. Like, I feel like let him heal up, let him get there, and then maybe bring him back after Mania, at the Raw after Mania, things like that, to get that going. But I'm a Braun Breaker. I wouldn't consider it a snub. Even Bronson Reed. I mean, injuries are injuries, but if he's medically cleared, why not give him like a couple extra weeks, dude? I mean, a hernia is not something simple for a guy who does a freaking spear.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a Solo situation where we said Solo could still maybe be part of the Mania festivities, and that I think a lot of us think that that's going to be the case here for Braun Breaker. I think a lot of us are expecting Braun Breaker to appear in the Gunther Seth Rollins match. So I mean, there's at least that to hang our caps on, maybe. Yeah, if you really wanted to.
Yeah, that's for sure. Do you think that I know we kind of threw the MFTs all together, but what about Tama Tonga? I think he was like on the tweener. He's on the bubble of a snub because he featured a lot as SmackDown.
Yeah, you know? I thought there was a possibility, to bring in Shinsuke Nakamura, to bring in Carmelo, Ilya Dragunov, that they could have done a multi-man match for the U.S. title, because they kind of set it up with the same people kind of constantly being part of the Rolodex of the Open Challenge, right? Tama Tonga, Rey Fenix, Ilya Dragunov, Shinsuke Nakamura, Carmelo Hayes. They could have done something there narratively that made sense with the past 6 months of Open Challenges that have been done. But, they had to sacrifice it all for our Lord and Savior, Sami Zayn.
What if there was a go home? I would have really accepted it as a go home, not for Melo and Ilya. I mean, there's nothing you could help me rectify that. But what's that thing they do at NXT where they have like the gauntlet?
Oh, the Iron Survivor.
That would have been dope.
Iron Survivor for the U.S. title would have been insane. Like, it genuinely would have been insane. Here's another snub conversation because he just randomly is now part of WWE again. Royce Keys. Would Royce Keys have gotten on the Mania card had they actually done something with him right off the back of Royal Rumble? Because I think it's clear that he's just back to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I think that's where this is going.
Great people have won that, okay? One Braun Strowman.
Yes, of course.
Cesaro.
Yeah, shout out to Happy Corbin as well.
Big Show.
And Mojo Rawley.
Yep. Yep. Did Rick Boogs ever win one?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
It feels like he would have been one if he
does he see Madcap Moss won one? That's what you're probably thinking. Madcap won one, I think.
Probably.
I don't know. Who cares? Let's be real. Who fucking cares?
In my brain, based on where Oba was at the time and the way they were just talking about Royce Keys on the podcast with Stephanie McMahon, I thought that they were going to put Royce Keys with Brock Lesnar as a way of like, this guy's the ultimate underdog in his entire life facing this monstrous of a mountain of a man named Brock Lesnar. This is going to manifest itself into this metaphor. I thought that was where they were going, because I'd never seen so many segments about this podcast over and over again throughout the multiple weeks. But, I think they introduced him because it was near that hometown of East Palo Alto in San Jose. It's like right there adjacent. That's why they brought him out as well. I know a lot of people were wondering why use him out and so close to Mania and then to win the Andre the Giant. I think they need to add like a stipulation to that. Something like you get.
You should just get a world title match.
Number one world title match?
Yeah, get a world title match at Backlash. Like what? You want me to care about this thing? World title match.
Wait, didn't LA Knight win one? He did win a battle royal. Remember that was like
he won the Slim Jim battle royal.
Yeah, everyone's like, hell yeah, brother. The guy that chills out for you.
Yeah. If you want me to care about the battle royal, it's like winner gets a world title opportunity at Backlash, and then boom, our WrestleMania. The dust settles. We have something immediately to sink our teeth into. But again, I digress. Or maybe not. Maybe Raw after Mania. Feature our champion Raw after Mania. You face off against the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner.
Royce Keys versus CM Punk.
I mean, do you just want nothing? I mean, why not?
Royce Keys versus Randy Orton.
Why not? New, different.
Royce Keys versus Cody Rhodes. AEW.
Or why not? Bring back those AEW days.
Yeah, do you miss a Cody Vader?
Yeah, I like when the Cody Vader is part of our of our WrestleMania or our just wrestling entrances. Like the John Cena using the Cody Vader with the attitude adjustment is like one of the coldest images you could find.
Do you like Cody Iron Man helmet, the skull helmet with the Iron Man thing? Like
I like that it opened. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. Interesting. You love Cody Rhodes. You know what's interesting? Snub.
What?
Cowboy Orton. Arn Anderson.
Just, dude, the Glock man himself would have been better than Pat McAfee. But here we are.
Forgot about that.
The Glock? You forgot about the Glock?
Isn't it, bring it back to Arn Anderson and Royce Keys. Isn't it interesting that's his finisher?
Spine buster. I love that. Dude, I love me a good spine buster.
Nasty spine buster.
I love me a good spine buster.
It gave me vibes of Farouk. Farouk's finisher, though, was that shoulder, like...
We are the nation of domination.
Because Farouk had that moveset that just looked nasty and painful. Yeah. I'm happy he didn't get the Mark Henry finisher, though.
Well, Farouk was a football player, so he had those football player moves.
Yeah, that boom. Man, if you want to watch something crazy, watch Ahmed Johnson versus Farouk. You want to watch some stiff, like, shoot wrestling type
some meat?
No, just like Ahmed Johnson making Farouk pissed. You want to watch that. One thing that I do find interesting going into this whole thing, what celebrity was snubbed?
I mean,
we had so many celebrities. I said
Jelly Roll.
No, like, okay, Jelly Roll, snub. Interesting. And in love for Abeboni. I think the Super Bowl would
I
have
think
been
he snubbed us.
He snubbed WWE.
I think he snubbed WWE. I don't think WWE snubbed him.
Looked at his phone. Triple H.
Yeah. No. No gracias.
No gracias. Any snubs from AAA?
Hijo del Vikingo being in that IC title match would have been awesome. So Penta and Hijo del Vikingo had an amazing IC title match.
The Gorilla Press.
What a cool counter that was.
That was sick.
I wanted that match to end in DQ to give us Vikingo in that ladder match. I actually thought that's what they were going to do. Have some AAA representation there.
Give us Omos too. Omos at Mania. That would have been sick.
Sure. Yeah, him coming out with Omos and Dorian would have been a pretty cool sight. Sure. So I would qualify that as maybe not a snub, but like you could have done something cool there. You could have, if you wanted to. You could have had Hijo del Vikingo representing AAA there. I just think Hijo del Vikingo is kind of weird because like the people that get booed in AAA get cheered in the main roster and vice versa, because like so many of the main roster viewers just are not keeping track with AAA and that you're supposed to hate Hijo del Vikingo. Yeah, man, I think Hijo del Vikingo would have been a great addition though.
But I think it's because main roster doesn't want him as a heel. Does that make sense?
No, they don't want him. He doesn't have a heel moveset. He has about as babyface as a moveset as it gets. But in Mexico, the moveset doesn't make you a babyface or a heel because everybody's got babyface moveset down in Mexico because they're all luchadors, right?
I don't know, man. That Vikingo where he stands on your neck and goes, that moveset looks gnarly. I like when he did that to Grande. He's like, tell him to watch out with my neck.
Oh, yeah, watch my neck. Jeez.
And then Vikingo kicks him right
does it harder.
Oh my god, dude. It's interesting. This Mania, it felt like, there were snubs for sure. I think the biggest ones for the men is Mello and Ilya Dragunov, but the women have Tiffy and Io Sky. But that's so strange that it's mainly like the men on the main event mainly is because of injury. In those circumstances, but I don't know, like it doesn't feel like, I feel like in 39 and 40 you were wanting some more matches on the card, but I'm still pretty set for what we have here. Does that make sense? Like, yes, there's snubs, but I'm like, this is okay. This is fine. I'm good with this.
I'm just not good with Tiffy, and I disagree. There's some I'm not good with. Carmelo, I'm not good with. Tiffy and Io,
I literally said except those four.
Okay, Io is entirely unacceptable. Unacceptable. Io Sky not being on WrestleMania. Tiffy, you can chalk it up to, hey, we couldn't get heat on this US title. Hey, you came in late from this injury. Io, there is no earthly excuse whatsoever. None.
She was a prop. A prop,
at least with Mello and Ilya, you can say, sorry, guys, bigger stars. There's just bigger stars that we wanted to go with. That sucks. But like, okay, whatever. There's just no excuse for Io Sky. There are so many women on this card with lower star power than Io that are on the card. And Io isn't. Insane.
Any room for NXT?
No,
this year?
No, because they've got their stand and deliver.
Right.
I think we've talked about this before. If you focus an NXT match to happen at WrestleMania, it does take away from stand and deliver.
Maybe an NXT star with John Cena. Like, what if Ethan Page interrupted?
Paint the picture for me. What do you mean? Paint the picture for me.
John Cena comes out, introduces everybody. Out comes Ethan Page.
Okay, that'd be cool.
I feel that the WWE,
it's gonna be Danhausen though.
I feel like the WWE. Yeah, I know they have their stand and deliver, and I think they're prepping it so when they go overseas for Mania, they have a United States home base for NXT. Right, they will have that will be their draw. But I feel they should feature more of them, either backstage segments, or even if them in the crowd. I know they do that every now and then, but it shouldn't feel. Like it needs to, like WrestleMania needs to be the celebration of the entire everything of the WWE, including AAA and NXT and Involve. Like they gotta bring it all together. I think that's what matters the most. Even if, like, say it's an Evolve wrestler that's in the entrance, a la CM Punk for Cena, a la Charlotte and Sasha. coming out with Triple H. Like those are the things, and Alexa. Like those are the things that I feel is missing. Like do you ever feel like we got those nuggets, like those little like Easter eggs laid right now? Like the MJF being a security guard. Like I feel like they've gone away so hard from that we don't get those little Easter eggs for future Ramias. You know what I mean?
I disagree. I just don't think you know they're Easter eggs until they become Easter eggs.
I mean, what? Ricky,
you don't know.
Ricky
you don't know if the guy that goes, think about the Rumble. What if he becomes, the next Cody Rhodes in 5 years?
I don't know. Like the guy that gets helicoptered, Oba,
shot put it by Oba,
Oba,
teleported into a different dimension. You don't know that they're Easter eggs until they become Easter eggs, right?
The guy that was smiling the whole time when he's dragging Cody Rhodes away, like that guy. I'm trying to figure out I think the Oba security guard was probably the worst bump of the year for security guards.
Oh yeah, easy.
Oh, yeah.
There was, remember it was last year, one of those breakaway brawls. I think it was John Cena and Cody Rhodes, where Cody Rhodes hit like the gnarliest crossroads.
Oh,
that
yeah,
one dude
head
planted him entirely.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think we're settled on it. I think what's the biggest snub?
Io Sky. All right, let's talk about the WrestleMania build. Again, folks, if you guys are looking for our predictions on the matches, we're not going to be doing that here. There is an extra hour and a half podcast already available for you, whether you're listening to this on free feeds or not. But now it's time for a word from our sponsor. WWE Backlash is closing in quickly, and I'm sure that you've already heard that the ticket prices, just like they are for every WWE show, are getting rather steep. So if you plan on going, then you should make every effort to get the best deal possible. And now you can do that thanks to today's podcast sponsor, SeatGeek. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app, and for a very good reason. There are more than 70,000 events that are currently listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and so much more. And with SeatGeek, you can be sure that you're going to get the absolute best price for whatever seat that you want at whatever show you plan to attend. If you're a WWE fan, then you should know that all WWE premium shows, as well as episodes of Raw and SmackDown tickets, are all available on SeatGeek too. So make sure that you stop by there first before you get your tickets to ensure that you get the best possible price. SeatGeek actually shows you if you're getting a good deal or not on whatever ticket it is that you're browsing. You're going to want to look for the green dots, because if you see a green dot, that means you're getting a good deal. Red means you're getting not such a good deal. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee as well. And you know that we came through for you guys, because you can use code WIC10, that's WIC10, for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. Again, folks, that's 10% off any tickets with promo code WIC10. Make sure that you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so that you can use it later. Thank you again to SeatGeek for sponsoring this episode. Now let's get you back to talking about wrestling. Unless you're a patron, you didn't actually get to hear that sponsorship, but but the free folks, they got hit with an ad.
You see what happens when you put me on the thumbnail, baby. Our first sponsorship.
TKO. This is so TKO.
Yeah.
We're being forced to sell out to have Sancho's face on the thumbnail.
Adrenaline. That's right. Did you know that YouTubing has more than one royal family? And that's me, Sancho Mania. You're welcome, Santi. You wanted me to bring in the revenue. Boom. This face brings in the revenue.
Okay.
Granted, this probably was in negotiations weeks before I was on the podcast thumbnail, but here I am. Optics matter.
I ain't taking credit for it, sure. All right, let's go through each match. Honestly, it's just gonna be, hey, did we like this? Did we not like this? If you want to give it a letter grade, go for it. Or just say thumbs up, thumbs down. Sure.
Let's do that. Thumbs up,
thumbs up, thumbs down. All right, let's do it. All right, so we've got
I made a video on grades.
Okay. We've got the Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory teaming up with I Show Speed and to go up against the Usos and LA Knight. I mean, I look up and you're instantly doing your double thumbs up. So you're obviously very much in favor of this. Tell me why you like this.
Dude, the I Show Speed, they added nitro fuel to this entire process. This thing's insane. The virality of it is astronomical, and he's not even at Mania yet. 456 views for a Raw little segment with I Show Speed and LA Knight. Come on. Like, they had almost the amount of time that they were able to hot start this because of IShowSpeed's commitment and involvement and his commitment to kayfabe, A+. This could have been just a normal, hey, we got Speed and he does anything like any of most streamers do, right? They don't really commit hard to something, but IShowSpeed committed, baby. And then when Ellie and I showed up, thumbs up. Up.
What if it wasn't LA Knight here? What if LA Knight got snubbed and they put in Joe Hendry instead of LA Knight? You still giving this thumbs up? Okay. All right. Just start checking to see if there's any bias here.
Glaze Factory recognizes the Council of Speed.
Okay. All right. The Council of Speed is, dude, Speed has been great in this. I agree. I think the virality of all of this, it's just been fun. You know, involving the Danhausen curse, helping put that over. I'm more so excited to see what they do in terms of a viral moment at the show, because like it cannot be ignored that we also have Logan Paul on this side in this match too. Like Logan Paul and IShowSpeed are going to do something special. I really think that they're going to do something. I said in the predictions that there is going to be a clip from this match that WWE will tout over 1 billion views instead of like you said, they're already doing nearly half a billion on something that happened on Monday Night Raw. I think they're going to cook something up that reaches north of 1 billion social media views, Sancho. That's going to be an extra bonus prediction that I think happens on this match. And that to me is part of the big selling point here. What are they going to do with this match?
It's going to be brought to you by Feastables. Mr. Beast gets involved.
I put I put a YouTuber at WrestleMania.
And then speared. Boom. I think, and then of course you predicted Tom Brady.
I did.
The GOAT.
And that's where I think, you know, we start getting into that billion view category. One of the things, what did I suggest? I predicted Tom Brady throws a football at IShowSpeed's nuts.
Wait, who did the Super Bowl brass ring? Like, didn't someone do all the Super Bowl as brass knucks? Am I imagining this in my brain? Did I have
Was that Gronk?
I think Gronk, yeah, maybe. I remember someone putting on all the rings and creating their own brass knuckles with Super Bowl rings.
Was it Dennis Rodman?
No. Was it in Philadelphia? All I know is I remember. No, it was Patrick Mahomes and Logan Paul. Remember? Mahomes was there, my homies.
I don't remember.
And he had rings and they made brass knucks out of Super Bowl and then they revisit that.
I don't remember that. Yeah.
You don't remember that? Google it, you bitch.
SummerSlam 92.
Mr. Thumbnail strikes again, dude.
We sold out the podcast because Sancho got on the thumbnail. It's Mr. TKO.
I saved the pod, baby, because of Sancho West.
Yeah. All right. It's a thumbs up for me too. It's been simple. I think this is for me the best use of a celebrity. You know, this is where it should be. This is how you should use them. We have very blatant examples of how to not use them and how to overuse them and overexpose
or
them.
Influencer.
Celebrity. Like when we had Logan Paul being initially first in the WWE, I think everybody kind of considered him a celebrity. They're the same thing. They're just.
I think if you're in Getty Images, you're a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Are you on Getty Images?
I don't know.
No, because you're not a celebrity.
Okay. Well, then I guess that answers the question. I've never searched myself up on Getty celebrities.
Guess who is in Getty Images? I don't know if I am either.
All right.
I'm gonna Google this. Hold on.
Google it. I don't know. I don't even know what Getty Images is. Oh, is that the stock images?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's some soccer player named Sancho.
Yeah, Jadon Sancho. He's way more famous than you.
Dude, it's funny because him and I pop up together. I feel so bad for him and the town of Sancho, West Virginia.
There's a Sancho, West Virginia?
Yes.
It's so funny.
I'm sure there's somebody like, where do you live again? Sancho West? And they think my ass is going to pop up and like, no, not his face again. Damn it. I want to know where Sancho, West Virginia is.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. I'm going to give this a thumbs up, even though it's off the back of what went down with the, WWE pivoting back to Cody Rhodes in such a kind of lame, predictable decision. But I do think that they've made the best out of this. I think this is a situation of making delicious, succulent lemonade out of lemons. I think they've built up the brutality appropriately. I do genuinely feel like these guys hate each other. I don't care about your kids, Jacob. I'm glad they're starving. I'm a terrible Scottish accent man. But I'm going to give this a thumbs up. I think it's been a good feud so far. What about you?
I give it a thumbs up.
Okay.
I just wish they played off the falling off the scaffolding a little bit more. If they were ended up in a hospital bed, that would have been really, really cool. I feel like it's been a spectacle for just spectacle reasons, and they haven't tied it down to more grounded, because that's where this feud wants to be. And I just think it never got there. It never got to that level of like, I hate you, to the level of CM Punk. I feel I'm always going to be, lack of a better word, jaded on Drew McIntyre feuds because it peaks so hard with CM Punk. Yeah. And it feels like Drew's always in that mode to get a feud up to there. But either it's creative or his other dance partner, they could never reach that levels with him and CM Punk. But Drew's always like at that level 10. Does that make sense? Like he's always ready to go at level 10. And when he says, I don't care about your kids, you're like, damn. And then Jacob Fatu's like, you know what I mean? Like there's not, it's just not quite there. I think Jacob Fatu hasn't figured out how to tap into that like a CM Punk did.
I
think he'll tap out to it in Mania though.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough ask to get anyone to get to the level of CM Punk and to get any feud to the level of CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I think that's been I like genuinely the best blood feud of the last 10 years, if you ask me. I think more so I'm thumbs up because they managed to make it work. To some degree, they managed to make it work. I do like the idea of like, hey, yeah, we should have sold the falling off a 2-story more. Dude, imagine how funny it would have been if they get sent to the same hospital and they're both in hospital gowns and they're still just brawling through a hospital anyway.
Rocky 2, dude. Rocky 2.
Yeah. All right, let's move on here. Stephanie Vaquette versus Liv Morgan. It's a thumbs up for me in every regard. I think it's the most organic, good feud that we have here. It didn't require much. I love that, they recognize that these two can't really cut promos back and forth to each other, but that still didn't stop them from doing it. It's, they still let Liv Morgan say some awful stuff in Spanish, right? They allowed Steph to say some stuff in Spanish, English back and forth, interviews, vignettes. But what won me over was the brawls. The brawls to me is what showed, okay, these two have physical chemistry with one another. And even though they have different dominances over each individual's first languages, they still managed to have chemistry even from like a narrative standpoint as well. And chemistry is the one thing I can tell you with confidence that Jade and Rhea do not have. Because Jade and Rhea got all the spotlight. They got to build their feud on Raw and SmackDown. This thing was lucky enough to get 5 minutes on an episode of Monday Night Raw. There was one episode where it got 40 seconds, Sancho. And those 40 seconds were more impactful than anything that Jade and Rhea were able to do. This is a thumbs up all around for me.
You remember when Tozawa had that 1 second and Tozawa made that work?
Yes.
It's a proof in the pudding that if you really cared and you put all in your effort for what they give you, and you know, not necessarily complain, because when I was listening to Triple H and Cody Rhodes on that "What do you want to talk about" podcast, Triple H was like, so many guys complain about where they are, but they don't realize where they are is a lot better than most in the industry. Like millions of people would die for your position that you're in. It would cut a limb off to be where you were in this era. So I feel that Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquette looked at their cards that they were dealt and made it work. So thumbs up for me.
AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. Sancho, there's like 8 months here to technically really review. I'll pass the buck over to you, my friend. Ooh, Sancho's going to the thumbs down. He's giving the Batista thumbs down here. All right, why is this getting the Batista thumbs down?
I walk alone inside of
bit of danger.
I think the bottom line is that they didn't give us an out. Like they didn't give us the step beyond the thing that we could look forward to past this. if this is the end, it doesn't have a gimmick match. It's not a steel cage match. It's not like the ends of a means to an end type of blood feud that we had, because it started off so hot and it got the husbands involved and they were featured heavily in that. They were the ones that was like, hey, Seth Rollins and CM Punk were just the secondary feud part of that. It was all about Becky and AJ, and then that just tempered off because it feels like they weren't there. And then it got into interviews, and then it got into vignettes, produced segments, and then it got into like a history about AJ Lee. Like they reset it all for WrestleMania. And I was just hoping that we would get a more of more like Becky and Lyra. I feel like Becky and Lyra 3-match trilogy that they had felt more like the end when it got to Evolution than what we have here.
I just don't like how one-sided it's been. And I don't like how Becky Lynch is this powerful veteran that has won in every walk of life when it comes to WWE.
Easy.
And she gets run off every time by AJ Lee whenever they cross paths, gets clowned, has gotten tapped out 3 times. It's tough to call this a culmination of a blood feud when it's been so one-sided, you know? If we were tied and this is the rubber match, like, oh, I'm in. All right, who's gonna stand tall at the end of this all? But the fact that AJ Lee is going into this 0-3 against Becky Lynch and in all 3 scenarios making her tap out doesn't get me pumped for the culmination of this being at WrestleMania. I don't think this is bad. Like I certainly wouldn't say that this is a bad feud. I'm leaning towards thumbs down because of those pieces of information that kind of prevent me from really being able to buy into this match in particular. I think it's been fun. It's gotten better. I do love the fact that they've kind of gotten away from the silliness of like the millennial cadence AJ Lee promos and Becky Lynch acting like a bumbling fool. I have liked their last few interactions. My last problem with this and why I'm going to give it a thumbs down. Where the hell have they been for the past like 3 weeks?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They've been gone for multiple weeks this close to WrestleMania. And on the go home, all we basically is just get a recap of their feud with none of them there in attendance. So I'm going to give it a thumbs down. I feel like they didn't really bring this into the finish line with enough excitement.
Agreed.
Anything else you want to add there or no? Move on.
No, I don't want to. I think I'll just bring it back. A gimmick would have done a lot for this match.
Yeah, what's up with that? This is their 4th match together, and no gimmick. We've already done a one-on-one match at Elimination Chamber.
Give me a bull rope.
That'd be cool.
Collar.
Sure.
Why
not?
But not a handcuff, because WWE handcuffs don't work out.
They don't work. No zip ties, nothing. They don't work.
No zip ties, nothing. They don't work.
All right, the Fatal 4-Way tag team match with the Irresistible Forces, Charlexa, Bailey, Lyra, and the Bella Twins. This is interesting because at face value, you wanna like rate it based on the people that are here, but I almost also want to rate it based on how much they've been using the tag team division. Because the tag team division, if I'm like, let's rate the tag team division. They've been using them very well, featuring them heavily, but like, have these 4 specifically gotten you excited for this particular Fatal 4-Way match? With all of the run-ins, all of the shenanigans, all of the DQ finishes, all of the we're going to come out and watch your match and get involved in it inevitably. That's what I'm curious about.
I don't think they've done a great job of showing that anyone could beat Irresistible Forces. It doesn't feel like anyone could win. I mean, you could say that the Bella Twins can win based on their name, but it doesn't feel that. I don't know. It feels like the only reason why I wanted Bailey and Lyra to win is because I'm so sympathetic towards it. And I don't want to see Charlotte and Alexa win because I'm ready for them to break up. And if the Irresistible Forces win, then it's just par for the course for them because they've been running the same run-ins and the same domination. And I think I'm just gonna default to Becky and AJ. It's like this needed the gimmick match that we were all pining for. But just because our fantasy booking doesn't come to fruition doesn't mean it's bad. It just feels like the constant DQs, the constant like at ringside moments, the brawling, the after like shenanigans. It just felt like it could have gone to like unsanctioned or something, no DQ. And even though it is
TLC.
a fatal four there, that's like TLC. Even if it was just a tables match, like something like that, because this could have created a women's TLC. It could have created a Hardy Dudley's type of situation, right? It could have gave us something like that we could have leaned onto, an Edge and Christian type of thing. Now, are these four tag teams, are they on the same level as the TLC? No, like in terms of those men, but it would have gave us something to be like, damn, these titles are worth fighting for, just like they did with the SmackDown titles for that ladder match. That after that fact, at the end of that, we're like, damn, the winner of this, they are the champions.
Oh,
I did this. We're the bar.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. We can do the bar on that one. Seth Rollins and Gunther. This is interesting. I'm thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm thumbs up here because you gotta remember the context of this. They did 2 weeks. What could you possibly want them to do in the 2 weeks that they've gotten that could be better than what we got from them? Like,
do you turn on pie?
Do I turn on pie?
Turn down pie, sir.
Oh, turn down pie. No, I'll always take pie.
There you go. This is the pie.
Wait, what kind of pie are you talking about?
Ooh. Dude, I love me a pumpkin pie.
Oh, yeah? You like pumpkin pie? Okay.
Love pumpkin pie. Love banana cream pie, too.
Oh, I love me a cream pie. Anyways, so it's good feud.
You could not hold it, laugh, dude. You were gonna just ignored it. We would have been having them in the palm of our head.
I couldn't. I'm too immature.
That's what I mean. Is like why complain for something that we never would have gotten, and it's going to be something memorable, and it's going to set the stage for Backlash, and it's setting the stage for Braun Breaker, setting the stage for Brock Lesnar, and Gunther is setting so much on the table. And I know WrestleMania is supposed to be seen as the end of a feud, but this is a cool way to start a story that's going to lead to immediate repercussions.
I'll say WWE, for not being able to build a feud for this match because they couldn't. It's impossible. They did a great job at getting me excited for one. I mean, the in-ring is going to be fantastic, but they got me pumped for the end result of this. And I do think that's impressive, that they made me care about how this ends up being, considering to a degree it almost feels like an exhibition match. But for the little time this thing got to be in the oven, it does feel like it's going to be a succulent Chinese meal. Don't you agree? A succulent Chinese meal?
I do declare that the Seth and Gunther are playing with house money here.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
They're just, man, they can't give us anything less than what they were going to give anyway, which is 0. So this is all bonus. At the same time, it's like, I think that if Seth Rollins and Gunther had a proper build, let's say they started the build off after Chamber, like let's just say that's where we were. I don't think they would have been able to flesh out layers beyond than what they have already. Right? Does that make sense? Like sometimes some feuds are just 2 layers deep and it's cool. But then the more that you swim in and you deal with those layers, a la CM Punk and Roman, you kind of scrape the bottom of the barrel and then you can just go, oh, we got nothing else here, but we have like 4 weeks left to go. So it's interesting how Seth Rollins and Gunther with minimal time were able to tell their story that they needed. Boom. It's just like, give me the plot points. Let's see the end.
So thumbs up from both of us. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. We now have the Pat McAfee thing going on. We have the stipulation of if Randy Orton loses, Pat McAfee will leave the professional wrestling business for good. I took the last one. Sanj, I'll pass the buck here to you because there's some there's some things I do want to get off my chest here. No, you're trolling. Yeah. We saw you trolling. For audio listeners, he did thumbs down.
No, I did thumbs up and then thumbs down, meaning to look, hey, this is pretty good. He's the GOAT. It's the GOAT. And then back to Dwayne. This is the worst.
This is the biggest piece of dog shit.
Like I said, dude, sometimes you could have too much of runway. It could be too much of a slam dunk. It is literally the metaphor of the Seahawks. Brother, just run the ball in.
Just hand it to Marshawn. Just hand it to Marshawn.
Give it to the beast. Easy. You're the Super Bowl champions. We're happy. But nah, you had to run the slant with good old Russell Wilson. Broncos country, let's ride type of vibe. You did that. And you created the biggest turnover ever. But I will say this. Whether you love it or you hate it, Pat McAfee has given us a lot of stuff to chew on for probably the worst reasons, for sure.
My videos on clowning on it do so well. It's been great. Thank you. Financially, my family thanks you, Pat McAfee, for coming back.
He's saving the business, just like me on the thumbnail. That is the thing that's I'm gonna find so bizarre going forward to seeing what it all hashes out. But it's so interesting. This movie could be bad beginning, bad middle, but if the ending is spectacular, you're gonna tell people, brother, go see this movie. Really don't pay attention, but the ending, oh my god, it's crazy. It reminds me of those MCU movies where they were just awful, but that post-credit scene got you hyped for the next movie. I think that's what this is. So thumbs down still though.
I think here's the thing. What's fascinating about this, Anjo, is that this was already on track to be one of the most disappointing feuds of the 2020s before Pat McAfee. There was not much going on here that really got me excited. They were not leaning on their history. They were not cutting promos with each other. The breakaway brawl that they had was one of the lamest breakaway brawls that I've seen in years. It was so bad. It was already heading down a bad path where I probably would have still given this a thumbs down. Adding Pat McAfee, Sancho, the rare, elusive super thumbs down is what this gets. This gets a super thumbs down. This has no direction. I mean, like I said, I get it. Before Pat McAfee, they still weren't doing a great job of telling the story that they should have been telling. But then 2 weeks before Mania, they go, hey, I'm Pat McAfee. I'm out of here Pat McAfee and saving the business. Yeah, it's so random. It's so unnecessary. Heck, even Jelly Roll goes, why are you here? This should just be about those two. This should be about their story, their 20 years. Even Jelly Roll as character seems self-aware that neither him nor Pat McAfee should be a part of this. It's a thumbs down in every regard. This has sucked. It has been, dude, Pat McAfee's promo on Friday was more focused on telling us about a 25% off discount. A huge portion of the storyline, Sancho, has been about a sale for tickets. I've never seen that before, where the ticket sales and ticket prices of an event have become a narrative within WWE, and they decided to make one out of this one, which just happens to be your night one main event that didn't need any of this crap. It is a triple, quadruple, quintuple, septuple, octuple, super mega thumbs down. I don't know what I hate more, this or George R. R. Martin. I'm just kidding. It's George R. R. Martin.
I literally had, dude, I was going to summon him. I was going to feed the fire, dude.
You were going to invoke his name? Like the Candyman?
I was Voldemort going to bring him out again, dude. But this just tells you that just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can put in a Pat McAfee doesn't mean you should. And I think like the worst part of it is Cody and probably Randy had a stink face about it, you know? And at the same time,
how could you not?
Randy, when they moved Randy to the back of the graphic, I was like, oh damn. And you know what was so odd? And we didn't talk about this in the prediction, but I've never seen a Monday Night Raw with no matches advertised. It was all segments advertised. I was like, what is this? What matches are we gonna watch today on this go home?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was all segments that were originally advertised. Ay, ay, ay. Anyways, thumbs down for what should have been the easiest thumbs up. Like you said, this was the easiest layup of all time. And not only did they miss the layup, they went full friggin' Derrick Rose, torn ACL, going up for this layup here. Let's move on to night 2. Femi versus Brock Lesnar. I want to take a moment here, Sancho, and just remind you that you are not allowed in first class. You're barely allowed in general admission. You sat here and you said he is not the next Brock Lesnar. I don't see it. And on this past episode of Monday Night Raw, who said he's the next Brock Lesnar? Paul Heyman. Even Paul Heyman thinks you're a moron for saying all the dastardly things that you said about Femi. You said that Femi is a holla back girl. You said that Femi
I know.
It was not capable of you said that Femi could not beat the first level in Super Mario World. These are the types of awful things that you said about Femi, and he has made you gargle every single one of your stupid words in your 40-minute nonsensical rant about Femi. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. It's because you didn't know what to say, because you didn't know anything about Femi. I haven't seen enough of Femi. Well, yeah, because he wasn't on the main roster, dumbass. And now he's on the main roster. Now he's on the billboard. Now he's in the real main event of WrestleMania. Now he's being considered the next Brock Lesnar by Paul Heyman himself. He cut the best promo of the entire night on a night that had Roman Reigns and CM Punk cut promos. Sancho, sir, you are a fool, a buffoon, up there with some of the biggest fools and buffoons that I know, my friend, including that fat piece of trash, George R.R. Martin, Sancho. It's just so nice to see you be so wrong. It's not even about me being right. I'm just glad you're wrong. I'm just glad that it was proven that you didn't know an ounce of what you were talking about, and Femi proved every single one of your words wrong. Thumbs up.
I abstained my vote.
You don't get a vote. You thought you got a vote? I get a load of this guy. He thought he got a vote. Buddy, you're in general admission. You're lucky you even have air. You don't even get an onboard meal. All right? No. Don't pretend like you're listening to music. You don't even get onboard entertainment. You get to raw dog this entire trip, getting everyone else, hearing everyone else's enjoyment. How does it feel that every time Femi's on screen, your bum-ass Twitch chat is spamming, not allowed, not allowed. You post Femi on your Instagram, not allowed, not allowed, not allowed. And you try to play it off, but I know it hurts you inside because you wished you were on this side of the argument, brother. You wish that you were here in first class with all the feminists running around going, oh, dun, 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 ho. You don't even get the ho. Sancho, you get to stick with your what chants. That's what you get to do during promos. You don't get to go, oh, thumbs up. All right, Sancho, what actually are you thumbs up or thumbs down? It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't get a vote. Would you like to vote?
This is where we could never cross this bridge, Santi. You will not allow me to just to let me die. Let me turn to a ghost.
No. I am keeping you alive in this basement. I'm Guantanamo Bay waking you up every 5 minutes to remind you of your stupidity.
You're going to bury this bit to the ground and people are going to start hating it.
Oh, no. Oh, it's like what you did with the New Day bit. Oh, now you get to suffer it. Sancho, take it like a man. Take it like a man.
You buried this a long time ago. You gave me a pass, and here you are forgetful.
Oh, no. Your pass is to be able to talk about Femi, not enjoy Femi.
Just kick me off the train then.
No, already. It's better. It's better to have you on here. It's better to see how the miserable side of the train lives, Sancho. We're keeping you around for our entertainment. You have to jump off the train willingly.
You know, one thing I want to point out, though, and it's interesting discourse that I've been seeing pop up here and there is people were talking about Goldberg. Stick with me here for a second. I think a lot of people that have this notion or tying this bridge to Goldberg they are mainly relating to the meme of Goldberg. You know, the idea of like Bret Hart and how he just became this meme for Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg.
That was so loud in my ear. Jesus. I think eventually, you know, when you live long enough in the public eye, you just become a meme at some point, right? Steve Buscemi will always be the old guy with a skateboard now. So when it comes down to Goldberg, I think people didn't realize when it was the prime peak of Goldberg, the investment of the amount of wins, like the streak, the intensity. And I know people want to talk about he can't cut a promo, but at that time, Goldberg wasn't asked to. He just came in and did his thing, and then he would say, "You're next," and just sends
Goldberg was hype. Goldberg was awesome.
You would just go like, "Oh, you said you're next. Oh my god!" And I think a lot of people got a lot of the tail end of that, the WWE version of that, which is very diluted because he wasn't allowed to be the Superman, unbreakable Goldberg. I mean, he was a kind of a victim of WCW versus WWE, where you can't have Goldberg just dominate Triple H. When we saw in the chamber, you know, Triple H had hit him with a sledgehammer to beat him. The point I want to make is I'm hoping that they invest in Femi with this win. Like, that is what he needs to solidify the promo, to cement the promo. So if he loses, then people won't remember that promo. It would go into like, damn, that promo didn't mean anything in the eyes of the WWE booking, the creative. And that's going to be Femi's biggest obstacle on what is it, Sunday? The biggest obstacle on Sunday. Can he overcome booking, because he has Brock Lesnar on ESPN on night 2, all those factors, and with SummerSlam around the corner in Minnesota, that he has to overcome. And if the WWE sees that he's a draw on the level and worthy to beat Brock Lesnar, that will speak volumes. That would be like the closing of the book, right? That's the crescendo of it all. And you can't have a bad note at the end. And I'm hoping that people don't jump off the Oba train if he loses. We talked about this in the predictions. Like, there is that notion in the air that if he loses, then it's like, oh man, this Mania's crap, I'm out.
There's a lot of people that it will happen for a lot of people, and I think that's a mistake for people to jump off.
Right. But it's also a mistake for them to jump off on the entire card. Like, I don't trust the WWE going forward. I'm out. This sucks, right?
Okay, so but let me go back to WrestlePalooza. I jumped off that entire card after that opening segment, or that opening match with Brock and Cena. So it can be so bad that you jump off, but I just think if Lesnar goes out there and does to Oba what he did to Cena, I get it if you're out. I guess I kind of get it. I guess I kind of get it if you're going to start the night that way. But if Oba loses and it's a really competitive back and forth, Oba looks great, I don't think it's worth letting those tears ruin the rest of the night for you.
I would have to say this. Wrestling in the modern era has gotten better about politics and things like that in terms of backstage politics. There's stories of Hogan looking at Sting and saying, "It's not the night. I'm not going to put him over."
Not going to work. just say the sentence. You know how
it's not going to work for me, brother. So I'm not saying Brock Lesnar's like that. And I would have to say a lot of credit is not going towards Paul Heyman, because most likely he's producing these segments. And I think if you're going to ask me to rate the producing and the rise of Oba versus Brock in terms of feud, I give it a thumbs up. Monster thumbs up. Because it's kept it simple. It didn't really do anything crazy. And I like that it ended with Oba speaking, which is what we wanted. This is what we said is the missing piece to the puzzle. So it's going to be great. And I think like the anticipation of it's going to feel like it's going to feel like Tyson versus Jake Paul, right? It's just like, oh man, I can't wait. Here comes the walkouts. Oh, here we go.
We get Oba in the back with assless chaps.
Oba with assless chaps, right? And then it's sitting there, and when that bell rings, and I wish we had flashes, man, because the flash bulbs from cameras don't capture the magic. Because when that bell rings, you know every phone's gonna be out taking pictures. But with those flash bulbs, if they have those boom, 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 and just waiting, boom, 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 and they're gonna aura farm the mess out of it. And then as soon as as soon as Oba blocks or Oba does a suplex right out the gate, because I think that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna keep up the momentum of Oba Femi dominating, and that first whoo, that's just gonna be chaotic. It's gonna be because it could literally be two moves and that's it, brother. Right? It could literally be that.
It could be.
It could literally be suplex into a fall from grace, and that's like ah. Right? We're like, or it could be the other way, right? Suplex into an F5, 1, 2, 3, Oba loses, and you're just like,
that'd be just so deflating.
I think there's no in between, honestly. You can't have that moral victory for Oba Femi.
I think there is a moral victory, and I said this in a video. If it's WrestleMania 27. Where it was Taker and Triple H, and the only one who walked out was the person that lost, Triple H.
Right.
If Oba could lose, I'm willing to buy it if he still put such a beatdown on Lesnar that Oba's the only one that walks off, and he loses rookie mistake or something like that, or whatever it might be.
Puts him out on a stretcher? That'd be crazy.
If Lesnar gets taken out on a stretcher and Oba walks away, I'd be able to stomach an Oba loss if they do that.
It's like you're a dog and you need to take your medicine and you're chewing on something and then I just stick a pill down your mouth.
All right, well, let's move on. But before I do, this is a reminder to everybody watching this that I think it's very clear that the Not Allowed is finally actually getting to Sancho, so don't stop. Please keep going. It's bothering him, and I love it, and he deserves everything that he has received. Don't stop.
I don't deserve it.
He deserves it all. So don't stop. I won't stop if you guys don't stop.
I'm getting it. I'm going to get it from you and your Santi Slammers, and then I'm going to get it from Oba when I see him in person.
Dude, I can't wait.
Do you understand? Do you understand?
I can't wait, dude. It's got to be horrifying. And the thing is that, like, my favorite part about this, Sancho, is that, like, he might already know. He might not need to be told. He might already know the lore of everything going on. And oh man, I can't wait for that moment. I think when that happens, I'm going to bring, like instead of like a that was easy button, I'm going to bring a wah button just to press the second that you make eye contact with Oba.
No, the down, that sound, that boom, boom, you know what I mean?
But
Denise
don't stop,
Denise was telling me a story when she first met Powerhouse Hobbs, and he was like, I heard all those things you said about me. And Denise was like, oh my God, what did I say? I don't know. I talk for a living. I could say anything. And he was like, I'm just messing with you. But that's going to be the opposite for me.
Dude, you'd shit your pants. I'd shit my pants for you if Oba said that to you. Don't stop, guys.
Long as you tag me in the clip where me getting fall from grace through a table at a catering or something.
I won't include you in the thumbnail for that one. Oh, Sancho.
Oh
man. Anyways, I will finally allow us to move on. the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. I mean, this is kind of like not too dissimilar from Seth and Gunther, right? It's just like, hey, ladder match. How could you dislike this?
Adding Ray was cool.
Sure. Do you need a story here? Like, do you need one? I don't.
I think they said the story of Penta's like, I want the best. I want a ladder match because I live in the sky. Like, that's my world. Like, damn.
Okay.
Fire.
I'm in. You son of a bitch. I'm in. Done. Thumbs up.
Granted, a singles match could harken back to the WrestleMania 10 days of Shawn and Razor. I would have enjoyed that as well, but only if it was his brother. Like, there's no one really that Penta could have a ladder match that magnitude, even on the same level of like a Hardy Boy type of ladder match. There's nothing at that level for the singles right now, unless Rey Fenix was brought up higher. I'm in for it. I think the thing that I like the most about it is that they did a great job in the go home for making us go, ooh, anyone can win. So thumbs up.
Sure. Thumbs up for me as well. Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley, you're the SmackDown reviewer. So I want to pass the buck to you here. I think I've been pretty clear that I have not liked this. I have not found not only have I not liked the Sancho, I haven't found anything to like. And maybe you have. Maybe you because I know you were more positive on this than I was. People were weirdly mean to you in the comments because you like this or were finding the positive in this. Are you still seeing the positive here? Or have you leaned more towards where the seemingly the majority of the community is, and this is just not good?
Well, the reason why I'm positive, and I'm going to give it a thumbs up, because they gave us all the steps, all the milestones, right? They gave Jade a heel faction. They had EO go out there and get destroyed by Jade Cargill. There's still that underlying story that, hey, Jade was able to beat EO. Rhea, you haven't been able to beat EO. I beat EO. Therefore, I'm going to be the one that's going to beat you. I'm stronger than you. I'm better than you. So they have that in ring as well. They kept everything active. Rhea Ripley destroying the entire BFAB and Meechin backstage like a Terminator style. Like, so they have all the screen time. So I don't think it's been wasted, right? Is it the highest quality of like stuff like Liv Morgan and Stephanie Raquel? No, but it's still good. It's still something that you could build on for Mania. You could have everything pan out the same way, where it's going to be a realigned rules type of situation where you're going to have EO come out. You have Asuka, Kyrie could come out. You're going to have BFAB and Meechin. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be a car crash. I think that the issue that people had was that the beginning of it had a turn that no one expected, right? You had Rhea being called out by Jade for always going to creative, and then Piper and Chelsea coming in to defend Rhea, and then that gets squashed immediately, and it gets diluted into a basic build where I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you, I'm a survivor, I'm a fighter, it's my body's the way it's built, and then it goes into the I'm here to save the WWE title from you, I don't need the WWE. So it kind of panned out. It followed the steps. It followed the recipe, Santi. And I'm expecting a solid meal, since you love succulent Chinese meals. But will it be, did it have good smells as it was cooking? Did it get me excited? Was my mouth watering for it? No, but I think at the end of the day, the product that they're going to present to us at Mania would be edible.
I love that you use the recipe analogy, because I can use this here.
Sure.
I've followed recipes and I'm like, what is this? This can't be right. It's calling for a how much? No, this is wrong. This is wrong in every regard. And everything that I'm following it looks like trash. And then maybe the end result, it might taste good, but sometimes it also just tastes bad. This feels like, yes, all of the right ingredients are there, but it still feels like putting them together just has not felt right to me. And you're right. They've done all of the check marks that you would kind of want in like in a WrestleMania feud.
The Far Cry. Yes. They checked all the boxes.
They've done the open world. They've gone around. They've done all of they've checked off all the boxes in the open world map, and it's still not good. To me, it's not for lack of trying, clearly, because, as you pointed out, they've done all of the traditional stuff that you would want out of here. It's just, to me, the execution of all of those things has not been particularly interesting. Great, they got a faction. A faction of BFAB and Meechin that have been getting squashed left, right, and center, and just become a faction to continue to get squashed. Yeah, we got the beatdown of Io Sky, about as tame as it got. 2 kendo stick shots? We were wanting like Jimmy getting murdered by Gunther levels. And if you weren't going to have Io Sky on the Mania card, you had carte blanche. You had all the permission in the world to annihilate Io Sky. And at the very least, there could be a narrative as to why Io missed Mania. And I could take my anger and distaste of Io missing Mania and not make it onto like this production thing or a WWE thing and point it at Jade Cargill and be angry and have heat on Jade Cargill. I think they've done all of the steps. I just don't think that they've done the steps very well. But I think the match could be good. What I think is that, like, from a narrative perspective, I just don't see chemistry with Rhea and Jade. It has not worked for me. I'm not ready to say that they won't have a good match because I haven't seen them have a match yet. That could still be good. It could be good. I'm open-minded to it, but I just don't think this build has been very good. It has not worked for me. I'm about as low a thumb as I could get here. It's one of the biggest thumbs down that I have on this show, on this card.
I do understand that if it was more marketed as a dream match, I think it'd be a different type of story.
Sure.
Like, hey, when I was over there, people always wanted us to fight me versus you, Rhea, but now I'm here. We're going to finally get that match. Jade Cargill versus you, Rhea Ripley. Let's see who's the best. And it didn't start off that way. But I think those kind of builds, there's not a lot to build off of. Like, it's a strong foundation, but you can't go that high beyond that. And I think this one has a weak foundation, and it's just a very tall skyscraper that I'm thinking that it could create something to look forward to when it all goes down at WrestleMania. And I think that's what you want. If you talked about in your predictions, if Bianca Belair gets involved, things get more amplified. And it's just for, like, at the end of the day, if the story is about Rhea Ripley winning, if she's winning the Elimination Chamber, she goes off on her own. She tells Io, I got to go take care of something. And then Io gets brought back in the story. Now she has to revenge all that. I think what it is, Santi, is I'm filling in the gaps where you're like, I see these gaps and I'm not going to fill them. You know what I mean? It's like, I shouldn't have to fill in this much. And I admit I am working harder to like it, but I think it's because it's just more of like I've invested into liking it. And so I'm going to see it through.
Okay. Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. I'll start with this one. It's a thumbs up for me, but I'm still very confused as the sacrifice of Carmelo Hayes, because Sami Zayn and Trick Williams in a vacuum, they could have done everything that has been going on so far. Because I've been enjoying this stuff. I could have enjoyed it all the same level without the U.S. title. But I that aside, the fact that I can't really give this a thumbs down simply because it removed Melo from the card. That's not the question here. The question is, has the build between Sami Zayn and Trick Williams been good? I think objectively, for me, the answer is yes. It has been good. I have problems with how we got it to be good because of the Carmelo Hayes thing, but it doesn't change the fact that Sami Zayn and Trick Williams, for me, has been good. It's been organic. It's been months, dating back to that to the lead up to that Saturday night's main event fatal 4-way to determine the number one contender to the Royal Rumble. This has been going on for a long time. Sami Zayn being down in the dumps. Who's the first one there to kick the can of Sami Zayn? It's Trick Williams. He's always there to let Sami know, oh, you think you're trash? You are! Oh, it works. It's a simple feud that has worked. So it's a thumbs up for me. But I don't want that to feel like I'm ignoring, again, the foul stench of Carmelo Hayes' rotting corpse of his United States Championship reign back there.
Do you have bodies in your room or something?
Many.
Oh.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the
If I'm focusing on this feud, I think like the main, I would say like what's the result that tells me that things are going good? It's the rise of Trick Williams. So if everything of Sami Zayn turning heel, Sami Zayn taking a title off of Melo, everything is looking forward to Trick Williams winning, I think then this feud is worth it. If Trick Williams doesn't win, then it's not worth it, and this feud was a waste of time. Why solidify Sami Zayn as a heel just because he beat Trick Williams and didn't do a double turn? I don't think it's worth it. But if this is more of like, look at all the trouble that Trick Williams has started, hating on Sami Zayn, causing Sami Zayn to then ask to answer the open challenge against Carmelo Hayes, making Sami go into that dark path because he's been pushed to the limit by Trick Williams, annoying him the entire time. Having Trick Williams get his way, end up at Mania, get a United States match at Mania. This is all about Trick Williams. So I give it a thumbs up because it's Trick Williams. It's like a Trick Williams narrative that is working for me.
I'm with you. Thumbs up. Shout out to Carmelo Hayes, though.
Shout out to Little Yachty. Little Yachty, if he didn't tweet that out, I think he'd still be in the good graces of the crowd.
I agree. Shouldn't have tweeted that out, brother.
He took that haluva kick, it would have been great. And then he's going to appear at Mania, and I think he's going to do the same thing again. And I think I don't think anyone, if he helps Trick Williams winning, I don't think anyone would mind that. I think people, regardless of how we get to Trick Williams winning, we're going to take it.
All right, moving on here. I think this is a quick one. The Demon Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. I mean, to me, it's thumbs down. Like this should have been so much more. They had so much lore. They've been in a faction together since 2022. They've been butting heads since 2024. And it just feels like, I just don't like you because you cost me my Intercontinental title. They have not dove into the things that I would have liked for them to dive in. It doesn't feel like this decision of Finn Balor being excommunicado from the Judgment Day is tearing the Judgment Day apart like it probably should. It feels about as background of a feud as it could possibly get. So for me, it's a thumbs down.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. John Wick.
With John Wick, I got it from the excommunicado. That's how you got to that.
I know references. I know pop culture. Not enough Judgment Day for me. Thumbs down.
Okay. I'm ready to move on to the last one.
That's simple.
CM Punk versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think for me, the first thing that comes to mind to describe this is discombobulated, a lack of vision, a lack of not a lack of vision. The faction. I'm glad it doesn't have that.
What about lack of pressure?
Actually, it has a lot of pressure to deliver after Pat McAfee buried that night.
A lot of pressure.
I think I said this. It might have been in the predictions where I said that like this feud just seemed to not know what it wanted to do. It first started with "I hate you," and then
I love you.
Then the bloodline. Oh, everybody from the bloodline, come get your piece of CM Punk. Then the Usos, and then they started just rage baiting each other, and then it was back to 10 things I hate about you. And then we have Punk apologizing for the best line in this entire feud that actually got people pumped and excited. I don't know, dude. Like I started really hot with this, like thumbs up all the way. But the more and more that this went along and chugged along, the less of an identity it very clearly had. And now I'm kind of leaning thumbs down. Are you here to talk me off the ledge, or you want me to just jump off the ledge and do a thumbs down? What are you thinking?
We're aiming for the bushes, brother. We're jumping off together.
All right, you ready?
The reason why is I just want to be justified that my gut was right and I should have trusted my gut rather than, bowing down to the mat.
Oh, we've
had a
lost
great
Sancho.
thing going forward.
Hang on, you're back. Hang on.
It's like one of those weird roller coasters, they go up and then they go back, they boomerangs back, but this time, rather than go back up, we just fell off the track. We fell off the track and lost sight of everything.
Hang on, you are frozen.
Am I still with you?
Yeah, you're frozen, but now you're back. Yeah, we heard most of what you said there. You're good. It's a roller coaster.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's a roller coaster that ended up off the track, like Roller Coaster Tycoon. You ever build the roller coasters?
Just deadly ones that just are designed to kill everybody? Yes.
And then you delete the track. And that's what they did. That's what it felt like they did, is all of a sudden someone deleted the track and we just crashed and burned. I think like it feels like there was too many chefs in the kitchen, and that's why you got these random POVs. It felt like they were throwing spaghetti at a wall and not mom's spaghetti. And I think they were hoping that something would latch on. And when something did latch on, somebody probably said, I'm not comfortable doing this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to bring in the bloodline. I don't want to bring in my dad, or I don't want to bring in Larry. I don't want to bring in my wife. Maybe there was a lot of things off the table. And then that's when it boiled down to, let's just talk about who us and what we are and how we feel. And some people loved it on the internet. They're like, I liked it. This promo was more about Punk or Phil and Joe versus anything else. I don't know, man. I feel like we had like a buffet of options and we just chose a weird. It's like you go to buffet, Santi, and then you decide, you know what? I'm going to have one plate and I'm good. Like, wait a minute. You had everything at your disposal and you chose the most basic meal at a Las Vegas buffet, brother.
You chose bread?
Shrimp.
You just chose bread?
Get the shrimp. Go to the omelet station. Throw that bad boy down. Get yourself a ribeye. The world is your oyster.
Get oysters.
Get oysters. Who cares? Get ice cream and don't eat it and just leave it there and let it melt. So the person who has to pick it up has to pick up melty thing, and that you got so bored staring at the buffet that you put the shrimp in the ice cream and laughed. Like, that's the kind of thing that we were playing with here. And we had taste of like, ooh, filet mignon buffet. We had the little shrimps with Jey Uso go, apologize, Us. I need you to apologize, right? We had all of that kind of stuff going for it. And then Phil going, I'm going to apologize, but not to you. I want to apologize to your family for being blinded by Rome. And you're like, oh, remember, these are the things I'm saying that you think I made them up, how great they were. But no, they really did happen. They happened. You had Roman saying, so all the bloodline, you could get Phil before or after Mania, but he's mine at WrestleMania. You're like, yeah. But the only saving grace about this entire thing is the two letters, one word. We gave you 2 months to do something. We are going to take this belt off of you. We are going to bring the title back to the tribal chief. Who is we, Santi? Is it the editorial we, the metaphorical we, the royal we? Is it us? Are we part of it? The tribal chiefdom? Philip Mahomes style? No.
No clue, dude. I mean, I've said this in previous episodes where, to me, right now, the excitement of Punk and Roman is for what could happen. And with the ending of the match, if there's something crazy with TKO, the bloodline, whatever might be the final boss. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the build, and I feel pretty comfortable. I have to give this a thumbs down. I do have to give it a thumbs down.
CM Punk's music's hitting. He's walking out with the belt. He's looking at Roman. He's like, I told you, I'm going to be here bloody and with my belt around. And he walks in, boom. Roman's just sitting there like, and then lights go down. If you smell,
don't get my hopes up. Don't get my hopes up. The lightning.
Bam, 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 bam. And then Rock comes out, and then Jimmy comes out, and then Jay comes out, and then Solo comes out, and then Jacob comes out. Oh my God, it's the whole bloodline here to walk and look at Roman Reigns and be like, dog, you messed up, dude. You let this Phil beat you type of thing. You predicted that it'd be The Rock, but I'm telling it's the entire bloodline looking at Roman Reigns and be like, who are you? You're not the tribal chief. And they all just start kicking on Roman. Boom, boom, kicking him down, and they all beat him up, and they all beat him down. They tie him on the ropes and hit him with dude, you'd be like, oh no, Roman. And then he signed off. He's gone forever. And then the bloodline does its own thing, and then The Rock goes away forever, and then oh my God. Crazy. See what I mean? You see what I mean? Like, I'm just going off of what was given to me. I'm not making this stuff up. This was presented to me through this build. They had the recipe for this, brother. You know what they gave us? PBJ. PBJ.
All right. That's it. Let's give the whole Mania build a thumbs up or thumbs down. The whole Mania build, I'm going to go thumbs down.
Wow.
Like, I am going to go thumbs down in the grand scheme of things. I'm excited for the card, but the build I don't think has been very good.
What's this mean?
I don't know.
Poop.
Oh, gross.
But I do feel that this entire build
are you saying good or poop? I don't know.
I do feel like this build was saved by a couple of highlights. I Show Speed, Brock Lesnar, and Oba definitely saved this Mania. I feel that when it comes, even though Pat McAfee is an issue, I think he does add a lot of intrigue to this WrestleMania, to where it goes from, well, can Cody beat a heel Randy? Oh, can Roman and CM Punk and Roman beat? It goes into what's happening behind the scenes. And so I think like when it's all said and done, and I think Cody kind of alluded to this in one mini podcasts that he's done. He's like, hey man, sometimes you got to be patient. And sometimes the story is slow, And a lot of people, in terms of entertainment these days, lack patience. And if the patient payoff is this crazy TKO and WWE, which is funny because Denise made fun of me. She's like, "You're crazy. Like that. You're looking too much into this." But if he says it needs patience, then brother, they are testing their patience today, aren't they? And they definitely tested our patience on Monday Night Raw when the little stinger came up. We're like, wait, what? Wait, what? That's what we got. And it's interesting because I know we're not gonna have time to talk about AEW, but across the street, dude, 12 matches on a single night.
Too long though. I watched it too long.
Well, I know, but it's just like, I mean, across the street.
There's another party in town.
There's another party in town, and you're looking over, and they got some good eats, as Malcolm was saying, some good music. You're like, what's going on over there?
All right, let's do a new heat order. As you set it up real quick, I'm gonna pee. I've been pissing my pants here for the last like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Don't talk bad about me.
I'm not gonna talk bad about you. All right, everybody. I would like to take the time to thank the people that support me at Central West Wrestling. I really do appreciate it. We recently got across 8,000 subscribers, so thank you if you're a listener here. I hope you make your way over there. You get a little bit more vibey, chill takes when it comes to wrestling. Still say me in terms of creativity, but less of this dude over here interrupting my train of thoughts, trying to make me look bad all the time. You know what I mean? I'm just a man, all right? I'm just a fan just like you. And I will always be for the people. That's why I'm on the thumbnail. Santi always wants to talk about raising the prices on Patreon. I go, no, not so fast. Anyway, and you need orders the buzz, the excitement that we look forward to in week to week. And this is going to be discussing what's the match that we're looking forward to the most heading into new heat order territory. Last week we had Trick Williams at 10, 9 Danhausen, 8 Gunther, 7 LA Knight, 6 Liv and Steph, 5 Oba and Brock, 4 Speed, 3 Cody Rhodes, 2 CM Punk, and number 1 Pat McAfee. Santi, would you have Oba Femi at number 1 this week?
Yes.
Okay. Oba Femi. Number 2, any love for CM Punk, Roman?
It's still Pat McAfee, brother.
Still Pat McAfee.
Not for good reasons. The buzz.
Fair enough.
I think it's still Pat McAfee.
Number 3. It sucks that I don't think Randy, Cody, Punk, and Roman are in the top 5 here.
No. I think I have Stephanie and Liv above both of them.
Now, I know that they're not at Mania, but I have to give number 3 to Grandes Americanos.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
And shout out to Catalina.
La Catalina.
Already people are like, get her on the main roster. Like, chill, dog.
Another Chilean. Chile's taking over, man.
Yeah, man. Number 4. Penta?
Oh, I mean, yeah, Penta with the match at AAA.
Yep. Penta.
I'd go right below Penta,
Rusev Day. I told Denise I was born on Rusev Day. You know what day that is?
No.
Every day, biatch. Rusev Day is every day. Damn, walked into that one. Number 6, Danhausen.
Oh, the thing with Kit Wilson, that was fun. Yeah.
Hey, Danhausen. Number 7, Trick. Any love for Trick?
Give me Trick / Yachty together. I need them together.
Ooh, Trick. Yachty. Number 8. So far, this is the list. I don't have auto focus anymore, so sorry.
Have we put Steph and Liv yet?
No.
I think they should be on there.
Above Rusev. How about that?
Okay, do that.
Okay. Slide everything down. So that Rusev moves over to 6. Danhausen moves to 7. Trick Williams moves to 8. So that gives us 9 and 10. So no love for any ladies like Jade, Rhea.
No.
Any love for the Vision, Speed. I mean, Speed only had a vignette.
Yeah, Speed didn't do much this week.
Any love for LA Knight and the Usos?
I think I maybe have more. I think I might be able to sneak in Tama Tonga at like 10.
Oh, the protector of the MFTs. Him being late. Well, what are you? You late. Can we put him at 10?
Sure, put it at 10. Put it at 10. I think there's some intrigue there.
You feeling it?
I'm curious. What I don't want them to do is spend 6 months telling the storyline of him feuding, of him leaving and like, what am I trying to say here? I don't want another Judgment Day Finn Balor 2-year breakup storyline.
Does it need to be like Jey Uso? Like he's just boom out of the bloodline?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Number 9, sir. The world's your oyster here at number 9. I'm trying to think. Nick Aldis, Adam Pearce, Triple H.
Jelly.
I have not put Brock Lesnar on here.
Yeah,
he didn't do much.
He didn't do much. I'd go Paul Heyman over. Maybe put them together, Paul and Lesnar. It's a bit of a cop out, but it works.
Brock's name is carrying his presence because you don't need to do much on that end. I mean, the go home. I like what he said is like after the next week, you wouldn't hear about it.
Yeah, you're not gonna remember his name.
You're not gonna remember his name. So, I still think there's a lot at stake. It feels like Oba versus Brock is a what's the word? Oh God, canon event.
An incursion. I hear that.
It's going to splinter the timeline. We're going to be in 2 different universes from then on out, whatever happens on that day. Here's the list. Number 10, Tama Tonga. Number 9, Brock and Paul Heyman. Number 8, Trick and Yachty. Number 7, Dan has it. Number 6, Rusev. Number 5, Steph and Liv. Number 4, Penta. Number 3, Grande Americanos. Number 2, Pat Mac. Number 1, Oba.
Femi. All right, folks.
Prediction: who's going to be the number 1 after Mania? Is it going to be Oba again?
Then
probably. For the wrong or right reasons, I think Oba would be the new heel order at number 1.
All right, yeah, I think so. Yeah, if The Rock comes back, The Rock. I think we both kind of assume that to be the case. Folks, thank you very much for listening to this episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. A lot of podcasting hours for you to listen to this week between everything that we did, so enjoy. An extra special thank you goes out to our $15 patrons. They are the producers of the show and get their names read out at the end as part of the credits. So an extra special thank you goes out to Lower the Ticket Prices TKO, 414 Russ, 50% off Mania tickets via Wrestling is Cool Pod. Toasty, a shot every time Santi says it's not a long review. Heyo Salguero, Acknowledge the Pressure, Active D4C, Aiden Williams, Aiko, Abreem Zuda, Alex Regal, Alex, Alfie the Chosen One, Amalek, American Nightmare, Cody Lander, Anthony Blaze, Antony, Erics, Ariel Pacheco, Arrogance, Arturo Gonzalez, Ashley Reynolds, Ashlyn Poole, Ozzy Kingslayer, Alwyn Dargan, Avada Wepa, Badass Construction Worker, Baldy, Ben Phillips, V Hostile, Blaine, Blenda, Bluefish, Brad Davis, Braden Primo, Brody Cyphers, Brian Gallardo, Bubba the Big Fella, Bubbles J, Bunny Swag, Byron Williams, Cameron Warren, Cameron Talks WWE, Carlito, CB, Chad, Chandler Swinford, Chew Poppy, Chris Butner, Lucas, Chris Kyle, Christian Anderson, Christian Patterson, Chucky Gonzalez, Colby Mayo, Cressy Dingleberries, because it's a Wepa night, Damian Martinez, Dan Schubert, Darth Squiggles, Death Taxes, and Weekly LA Night Botches. Not this week. Derek Barnhart, Diddy Dom for, Dirty Dom, not Diddy Dom. Diddy Dom would be Dirty Dom for Undisputed Champion 2026, DJ Bates, D Lopez, Dominic DeCoco, Drake Hughley, Eagle Steve, Egg Toast, El Juan de Americano, El Jochi, Eric Ruiz Romero, Ethan Richardson, Evan, Isach, Butt Crackafee. This message is approved by Henry Ramon. Hey, did you like that? This message is approved by your tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Fletcher Walpole, FMFZMA, Foster JK.
Time out. In our Patreon, 38 minutes ago, Luke I'm Your Wepa wrote, y'all want to hear some Sancho ass booking? LA Knight versus Darth Vader.
That is some Sancho ass booking. Yeah.
I just had to call that
Freddie
out.
Trejo, Freelance Hot Takes, Frenzy, We're Wrestling, Freezer, Fug Nux, Get Ready to Oil Up, Santi, Gibby, The Pressure, Fresh, Gilbert, Deans, Glass Eater, Godspeed, Goonhausen, Goose, Lesnar, GXA Man, Heath Robertson, Hay Shakes, Holy Yeet, just wet on my pants. I have Sancho's adrenaline in my hole, Ian Kelts, Elia Drag Your Nuts, Ill Magic, Issa Just Use, Santi 10 at SeatGeek, attaboy. Issa says podcast 18 asking Santi to pay for WrestleMania. It's Mista, it's Astro Kid, Jack Gibley, Jack Harris, Jacob Mueller, Jacob Saffold, Jake, James Armin, Jason Flint, Jason Vane, Javier Rodriguez, Jack Steller, Jaden Lawrence, Javion McDuffie, JC Worley, Jeremiah Alston, Jeremiah Finley, Jeremiah Kelly, Jahihi, Joe Benitez, Joe Exotic, Joey Latera, Joe Velez, Joey Romig, Jonathan Cox, Johnny Owens, Jordan Cardoso, Jordi Marte, Jose Olivares, Jose Navarro, Juan Lomeli, Juan Vega, Julian Dean, Juliana Sarfi, Julian Wainwright, Jr., Justin Brooks, Justin Perkins, Caleb Martin, keep Sancho's name out your effing mouth, Kevin Bega, Kevin Clark, Kilo, Cody Barker, Christopher Gutierrez, Lawrence Richard, Lemon Wepa, Precious Steppas, Liam Lil Shifu, Logan Ward, look, it's Pac-Man, Wepa, Luis Jimenez, Luisito El Calvo, Majed, make Edge and Gunther a tag team called Edge and Goon. Mal says, more, don't give that no, don't laugh at that, Sancho. Mal says, more celebrities, more pressure. Mark Marnie, YCSM, Mason, Matthew Dean, Matthew Oberg, Mossy, Mackay, Micah Davis, Michael Murname, Michael the Third, Michael Paredes, Minoru Suzuki is goated, Muhammad Albanai, Nate Finley, Nathan Tully, Nicholas Protopapas, Nicholas Kyle, Nicholas M. Deskevich, Nihilus, Nico Vance Refrigeration, NyQuil Pad, Noah, Norden was Norden, Oba-Wan Fenobi, Odin Sword, Old Man Rican, Oliver Hammonds, Omar Ghazawi, Oren, Oscar Ems, OV1 Kenobi, Pat Arpat, Mick Mark, Peyton Muscleman, Philip Dumas, Praise Sancho Zab, Lord of the Thumbnail, Frody, Prince Vegeta, Puppet Spanker Johnson, Randomly Chosen. Still going here. Thank you guys. Rangadog, Rainer Nico, Reaper God, Red Hot Wepa Peppers, Ricky Dutcher, Rose City Savage, Roy Alexander, Ryan Halberg, Ryan Muniz, Ryan Spradley, Riley, Sadie Brink, Salty Dad. Sancho doesn't like donating to charity. Sancho, please start an OF, but it's only me. Sancho said Oba is an ugly biatch. Sancho thinks Oba wears fake Jordans. See, I need more of those. Sancho thinks Oba wears fake Jordans. Santi, you saved my life in 2024. Sauce God, Saudi Rig Boog, Savage Field. Next week, I want more of those.
No!
Of all of the terrible things that Sancho said about Oba, but make them clever, like that one. Sancho thinks Oba wears fake Jordans.
It's going to be our Mania video review, you idiot.
Savage Feel, Sergeant Page, Shane, Sheldon Hickman, Shitsune Nakamura, Silent Sancho, You Are Curse, Skylar Bashirs, Slayers, Spectro Santana, Stay True, Sugar Shane, Super Malachi Galaxy, take a shot every time Sancho says Goodall, the original Second City Saint, the Patriots own the Chargers, Vanilla Jorilla, the LA Knight Mega Glazer, the Final Bus Bloodline Rules, TKO versus WWE, Tom Lehman, Tom Shucksmith, Tom Dodd, Trevor Harder, Tubhausen, Turner Dahl, Tycho, Tyler Bouchard, Tyler Logan, Tyler McGarry, Undead T, Unknown Zero, Utah Beach, Venom D, Tyler Verzo, Voidsy, Juan Pablo III, Wayne Heiser, Wayne, we got the thumbnail Sancho before GTA 6, White Mexican Wody, William Newton, Wrestling is Coolhausen, very nice, very oiled. Zach Zmira, Yo Girl Side, Zach Griffin, Zach Holdwick, Zach Butcher, Zay2K, Zeke Love, Zergzito, Lord BBNJ, and gracias. Thank you guys very much for watching, supporting the Wrestling is Cool podcast. If you watched all the way and listened all the way through, thank you guys very much. Enjoy WrestleMania season, folks. Take care.
Leave me alone.
And don't stop the Oba train here, folks. Chugga 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 chugga. Goodbye. Choo choo.